Expected salaries among fresh graduates. One of the latest issues being discussed among recent fresh graduates are the problem of starting salaries. Fresh graduates nowadays are facing a problem where the wages that they receive are still at the starting minimum level. With me, Muhammad Fidaus bin Jamri, 2020963325. According to SALARIES 2020, Hazana Research has conducted a survey and found that many expectations from fresh graduates about their salaries. Starting pay is around for 2,500 for degree holder and 2,000 per month for diploma holder. The starting salary for fresh graduate will be enable them to meet the living costs in the cities. Several research have been conducted in order to determine the actual amount paid to fresh graduates based on the current financial scale. Then, various studies on this topic based on the starting pay for fresh graduates are related for a variety of factors. In Malaysia, the minimum wage represents the lowest monthly wage increase, and it does not distinguish between the fresh graduate and the domestic workers.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amshar and I will tell you about a problem statement. Okay, fresh graduates often face challenges as they enter the professional career from undergraduate. One of the current issues that most graduates are debating is the issues of starting salaries. There are several contributing factors that have been identified that influence new graduate views on the issue of starting salaries, which is first, cost of living, next is qualification, and last, the responsibility. We start from cost of living. The cost of living is a problem. It depends on what is actually occurring with people's income. When the cost of living rises at a certain amount, employers must raise employees' wages at the same rate.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haziq bin Ahmad Zubair and I will continue on the problem statement. The next factor is the qualification. Qualification include an individual's level of education such as diploma, degree, master, as well as other soft skills such as communication and work dedication. Education levels have a positive, constant and direct relation with the salaries. This means that the higher the employee's level of education, the higher their salaries. Education plays an important role to a country's economic growth since it is the key factor in achieving a wider population with equal opportunities for individuals to achieve a sufficient quality of life. Lastly, responsibility. One of the factors that influence a graduate starting salaries is their responsibility. Graduates used to migrate toward neighborhoods that were closer to their workplace when they begin their first careers. Once the fresh graduates start living alone, they will have to rent a place, spend on grocery as well as utilities such as water, electricity, food, transportation, internet access and personal hygiene. An additional responsibility is to pay a scheduled installment on student loan taken during their undergraduate years, such as National Higher Educational Fund Corporation (PTPTN).
Hi, I'm Amma and I will be explaining to you on our research objective. So, our first of all, general objective is to ascertain the factor affecting the basic salaries among fresh graduates in Malaysia. There are three specific objectives. The first one is to identify the factor affecting the basic salaries among fresh graduates and to find out the relationship between significant factor and the perception of graduate students toward their starting pay. The next one, determine whether fresh graduates accept the starting pay and their satisfaction. And the last one, to find out whether their current salaries are enough for their commitment and what is their expecting salaries. There are also three scope objectives for this study. The first one is to identify the factor affecting the basic salaries among fresh graduates and to find out the relationship between significant and also the perception of graduate students towards their starting pay. And the second one, the factor that the researcher will be focused are on the cost of living and qualification. And the last one are the targeted respondents for this study are among fresh graduates.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Fakur Hakim bin Aman. I will continue our presentation with meteorology. As a meteorology research design, the data will be collected using quantitative research designs. As the respondent of the study will be around 50 respondents, which both content of male and female will be randomly selected to be sample of the study, as the respondents should be fresh graduates and young workers in Malaysia from the age between 18 to 30 years old. Let me continue about the instrument of the study. As to collect the data from respondents, questionnaire will be provided using Google Form. It is more suitable compared to face-by-face interview. This survey to collect large number of data in a very short time. As the questionnaire is provide 4 sections of questionnaires. First section, which is demographic of characteristic. Section B, current occupation and salaries. Section C, salaries satisfaction. And the last section, which is section D, expenditure and expectation salaries.
Data collection procedure. We are doing the online questionnaire through Google Form, which is will be distributed among the respondents. This data collection procedure will be distributed among youth and fresh graduates. The reason for the data collection is about their first salaries that have been received by them in a very minimum amount. The distribution time we are targeting outside of the working hours, and it is expected about 5 to 7 minutes time given for this online questionnaire. So we're moving on to data analysis methods. The data collections is divided by 2 categories, which is primary data and secondary data. So we will move to the process, which is started from quantitative data analysis method, and next is descriptive data analysis, and then we converted from frequency count into percentages, and then only we create the graphs, tables and charts.